Well, hello and welcome to PM Woodworking. My name is Paul. I've been doing woodworking for over 50 years and just wanted to share another little project with you. I had found this piece of driftwood on the beach, a really fine and delicate piece. I picked it up and I was looking at it and I'm like, wow, this would make an awesome jewelry tree. Now, generally, we find our driftwood on the ocean side on Long Island, and you wind up with really smooth pieces like this one that I had turned some bottles in a previous video. Well, this one you see is really fine and delicate and has all these little pieces. This one was actually found on the bay side of Fire Island. So this wasn't tumbling a lot in the water, so it kind of stayed together. I mean, there were some bigger pieces that broke off, but still looks nice in the sun. Baked it really nice. What I want to do is kind of mount it to a piece of cedar that I had a little block of. I'm just making a nice level cut here and mount it to this board. This will make a nice little gift from my wife. I'm sure she'll appreciate it to hang her jewelry and rings on. All right, let's get started. All right, well, let's get started. So I'm going to take this piece and I am going to mount it in our vise. Going to just tighten up lightly and I'll hold it from the top also. And I'm just going to do a slice right here and make it nice and level with my multi-tool. Now let's see how this goes. Yep. You know what? We'll do it another way. It seemed to be slipping out there. All right, let's see how that came out, see if that's the correct angle for this piece. I got the right cut. I think I just need to go a little deeper and eliminate some of these little fragile pieces in here. So we got the right angle here. It's nice and level. So I'm going to follow that point, maybe about a 1/2 inch or 3/8 of an inch higher, and it'll eliminate some of this cut in here. All right, let's do it again. Yeah, this is what I was trying to get out of those little broken pieces, because if we went and drilled into the bottom of that on those loose pieces, it just would have cracked with the screw going through. So I'm glad we went a little deeper on that cut. I just got to finish it out. So we hit a very hard spot in this piece of wood. Let's see what's going on. It's going to be an interesting piece. All right, let's go. Alrighty, I think that'll do it. I'd have to put it on the sander just to, oh no, it's pretty good. It's not rocking. I thought it'd be rocking a little. So there we have it. I think that's a very nice piece. All right, that's that. So what I'll do is I'll drill a hole through the center and up through the bottom. And then I'll just sand out these edges a little. And we'll take it from there. There we go. All right, so now all we have to do is we are going to drill a hole in center. So what we will do is we will find our center by going corner to corner and making a mark, just like this. So corner to corner, we found our center point with the X. So now we have our countersink, which will set the screw a little deeper so it's not scraping on furniture when we're all set. All right, so we're just going to go straight down and in. Yep, go a little deeper. All right, so that's it. We have our little countersunk hole here, so when we drive the screw up into the center of that piece of driftwood, like I said, it won't scrape on the counter or a dresser and mar it up. So that's that point, and let's move on. All right. So back to drilling holes. So we got the piece drilled out for the base, and I just want to go into the bottom of the piece of driftwood. Now I don't want to take a chance, so I'm going to drill this hole almost the same size as the screw, just being that this wood is so hard, I don't want it to crack it and separate this whole piece. So I'll put a little dab of glue on the bottom of this in addition to the screw, and that will be all we're going to do as far as the drilling. And that should be good. So that's that piece. And now we'll just kind of cut the edges on this piece of cedar, just so we don't have all sharp edges and stuff. Now you see this project isn't taking very long. You don't have to spend a lot of time on projects. You know, sometimes they're nice and quick, just quick little things. Hey, just found this piece and let's see what we can do with it quick. And yeah, I think it's going to come out nice. Just rounding it up and keeping it simple. So if you look, we're just easing those edges. Nothing crazy. Want to keep it kind of simple with the piece. I don't want to make an elaborate piece underneath it. All right, that's as simple as it can get. So let me get that screw. We were going to use an 1 5/8" screw to get in on that. And I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on the bottom of this piece. Come on, squeeze out. There we go. Just so it doesn't spin, because we're only placing one screw in the piece of wood. Let me set that there and get this. Let's see what we got here. Oops. There we go. All right, I'm just going to let the tip of the screw come through a little bit so I can line it up with the screw hole coming in there. I'm going to flip it upside down and just screw it in nice and slow. Listen for cracks in case it is too tight, and it doesn't seem to be. And you want to make sure you drive it in so the screw isn't coming out, like we said. And there we have it. All right, let's get some of these things out of the background. So what do you think? Simple little project. I think it'll be really cute with some jewelry hanging off there. All right, well, that was it. Quick project. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it's given you some ideas when you're walking on the beach. Think of things, you know, that you can do with that piece that you see floating or laying on the beach. You could be walking through the forest and finding a piece also. Obviously, it won't be driftwood in the forest, but you can find some unique pieces there also. So there we have it. I hope you like and subscribe to PM Woodworking, and I hope you check out some of the other videos that are out there. And I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy.